Hey everybody, this is a review of the HTC, well I shouldn't say HTC because it's not HTC Direct. It looks like it's got HTC branding on it, but this is the Sprint vehicle dock for the HTC EVO 4G LTE. Now today is June 2nd. Yeah, June 2nd. And I've actually had my EVO since May 24th when I picked it up from Best Buy pre-order. And after using the phone for about a week, I was really missing my EVO 3D car dock. The fact you could just sort of drop the phone into it and run with it. Really missed that functionality, so I actually broke down and went to the Sprint store and picked one of these up. I actually did see some photos of this dock on Android Central and the forums there. Someone had actually posted some pictures there that weren't very flattering of the dock, so I thought I would maybe pick it up, try it out. If I didn't like it, always return it, and then actually take it back if I didn't like it. But I did wind up keeping it. I've had it for a couple of days now, and I really do like the dock. I was going to go over a few features. The box, pretty typical stuff. Some of the features listed on the side. On the back, it has essentially a listing of what the contents are, and then just Sprint branding on that side. Now, inside the box, you actually have the actual dock unit itself, including the suction cup that has the mounted arm to it, the actual dock itself, and then this little sort of circular bolt thing on the back that actually mounts the dock to the arm. This is what it looks like if it's sitting on dashboard. This is what it would look like if it's mounted to your windshield. So you do have some different options. Now inside the package it comes with those items. It did come with this instruction card, which basically talks about how to mount it. Has this sort of foam adhesive tape here. I'm not sure exactly what these are for. I'm assuming these are perhaps to fasten down the cord, perhaps. I should say that the dock does not come with a charging cable, though. But that was not a big deal for me because I have many of those, and I just simply grabbed one and plugged it into the back. You also get this adhesive disc that you can mount to your dashboard that you can then attach the suction cup to if you want to do a dashboard mount. And then it even comes with a little alcohol pad that you can actually use to wipe down the dashboard or your windshield before you actually place the suction cup onto either location. So as far as the device itself, great phone, awesome, love this thing. Coming from an EVO 3D, which I also thought was a fantastic phone, this thing is just amazing. But you're here for the dock, so here's the actual unit. Go over a couple of the features here. First of all, it has this really strong suction cup mount here that has this arm that once you put the suction cup on, there's a release tab here. Apply the suction cup to your windshield and then click this up, and what it does is it retracts the suction cup down and gets better suction onto the windshield. This thing has not moved since I installed it. It's not loose. It's on there very, very tight. You can see that's about the most play I can get out of it. So it's on there solidly. The actual tray itself, you have the actual charging pin there, and you can see there's sort of this gray insert here. That is actually removable. You can pull that out, which enables you to actually use this with a case. If you have, say, like a rubberized case or something. I don't know that you'd be able to get something like an OtterBox in here, but a typical, just a basic rubberized case should fit just fine. I don't use a case on my phone. I tend to take very good care of them anyway, so not really concerned about that. On the front, there's a small LED here that indicates you've made connection and it is charging. So what I'll do is I'm going to plug the phone in, and I'll show you what it does. Now, the only gripe I do have about this is that it can be a little tricky to get it into the dock sometimes. You have to have it positioned just so for it to work. And you can see immediately launches into the car dock. Now, there is this arm here. I don't know if you can see that very well, but here you actually have the backlighting is not helping. There is actually, on the inside of the arm, there's a little foam square here. And so what you do is you actually bring this down, and it sort of cradles the top of the phone. There's not an active latch of any kind, but it does just sort of capture the top of the phone and prevents it from moving around. So you'll notice that it automatically does kick into the car dock mode. Now, one thing I will say is if you have not opened car dock on your phone and you buy this car dock, once you drop the phone in the first time, it will not kick over into car dock mode. Because initially when I bought this, I thought, oh my goodness, this does not trigger car dock mode. What you have to do is you have to launch the car dock itself, and I'll show you what that looks like. And something else here that we'll look at too, which I think you'll find very interesting. When you're in basic sense mode, notice it's in landscape. Very, very cool. Now, when you come into the car dock mode, you'll notice when you launch your applications, right here, there's an app called Car. Launch that. And the first time you do this, there will be one of those sort of like end user license agreements, that kind of things you have to agree to. Until you actually activate or agree to that user license, the car dock will not automatically activate when you drop this into the dock. So you do need to go into Car, the app, activate that, and then drop it into the dock, and it works like a charm every time thereafter. But you can see, as far as the actual the interface goes, if you're familiar with the interface on the EVO 4G or the EVO 3D, both of which I've had, this one, personally, I think is fantastic. It's much, much better. One thing I do like is you have the nice big HTC clock with the weather widget here. It shows temperature, highs and lows, your location, date. Down here you've got some other little indicators such as GPS, Bluetooth, your data connection, your antenna signal strength, and then your battery strength as well. And then you've, of course, we've got the big 4 buttons for music, internet radio, and Google Maps. Now, for the phone, what I'll show you, I'm going to... well, yeah, I probably don't want to do that because I have some phone numbers in there. I don't want people getting called. When you do hit the phone icon, what it does do is it brings up a very large button touchpad for where you can actually dial the numbers very, very easily. They're very large, much larger than just the stock dialer on screen, as well as sort of your contacts list will be listed in the far left-hand side in a column format. So that's really nice. It makes it very easy to use on the road, so you're not having to sort of hunt and peck for tiny little buttons. They're really large buttons, so it's very easy to dial it if you need to use that. Now my phone does not, or my car does not have Bluetooth connectivity, so if I have to do that, I have to use the phone speaker. But this this would work with your Bluetooth connection and everything, and you would basically be able to make the calls over your Bluetooth. Google Maps, pretty standard stuff here. You're not really going to see anything here that's going to really look any different than the normal navigation. You know, it's pretty pretty standard stuff. You know, there you go. So pretty basic. Now, as far as the internet radio, you can see it uses TuneIn. If you click that, you get this nice big interface for all the various, you know, types of channels that you might want. Basically loads TuneIn radio, so you can stream, you know, you can stream your music, whatever types you like, straight to your phone, and then play that through the Bluetooth if you have the Bluetooth adapter, which I did see, which is very, very cool. But you can see, you know, these pages all load up, gives you a nice logo for the individual radio stations and all that. Very, very easy to use, large touch buttons, so you can play with it without getting overly distracted while you're driving, which hopefully you're not being distracted anyway. And then lastly, you've got a music app where, as best I can tell, what this looks like is it looks like a version of Google Music Play. However, from what I'm seeing thus far, is it doesn't actually show or actually stream the music down. I haven't really played with this much yet, so I don't know that for sure. But when I look at the music that I have here, most of this is stuff that I either have on my SD card or stock music that came installed on the phone. Let me turn this down. So anyway, listen to a little bit of Chevelle there. In any event, you can see very nice large buttons that you can parse through if you're trying to play music. You know, these things, it's very, very nice interface. Large buttons, easy to use, and you can see the actual interface if you want to pause, rewind, fast forward, whatever. Very, very cool. So overall, I think this is a great dock. I think it works much better than, I think it's more intuitive and easier to use than the previous versions of the EVO docks. I'm pretty satisfied with it. It is rock solid.